These are hurt men that have been rejected probably their whole lives. Instead of looking within and saying, hey, maybe there are some things that I need to fix about myself, they project, and they project it mainly on the black women and say that we're these evil, vindictive beings, right? And basically what they're doing is having a temper tantrum because they want somebody to care about them. They want somebody to beg them to stay. That's why you're getting like 25, 35 videos a day talking about this, right? And that could be just from one person. But the problem is videos like yours that say, hey, this is a bad thing, fuels that fire, fuels that motivation for them to go, because it looks like you're begging for them to stay, right? And I know that sounds crazy, but just walk with me. I've seen tons of videos that say the same thing, like this is child trafficking, this is bad, this is wrong. And the people that are in support of this movement are, yeah, look at this angry black woman. Look, they begging us to stay now. It's fueling them, right? But here's the good thing. They're the world's dumbest criminals. I just saw a video not too long ago of a woman warning them that this is illegal, right? With evidence and everything. And they're like, oh, look at this angry black woman. Like, they can't even piece it together. So I really feel like we should get to the point where we don't even talk about them. Because when we talk about them and when we talk about how bad what they're doing is, it's actually fueling them and motivating them to go. And they will be their own downfall. Like, they've literally made whole social media group pages.
Take a look at the woman delivering this message and whatnot. Take a look at her, man. Look at her whole self. Is this someone who's ready to be a wife, a partner in life, even a friend? Is this someone that you would trust, Or does she, seeing as how we're visual creatures, does she resemble a bag lady or a stud? Not casting aspersions on her orientation. It really doesn't matter. It's a free country and everything, and I don't give a shit about identity politics whatsoever. I see everybody as an equal and shit. And I treat you how you treat me and shit. So I'm kind of like a living boomerang. What you throw at me comes right back and shit. Okay, just plain simple. Just listen to the message and whatnot. Listen to all the messages coming from these women and shit. It's a certain kind of behavior that's really disturbing. If you get past her, weak attempt at gaslighting, contingent of men, she doesn't even know, the demographics or anything. She doesn't know, but she's contributing to us more men taking a stance. And it's a good thing and whatnot. And I'm glad she's made the video and whatnot. She's trash. Okay, she looks like a bum. She looks disheveled and troubled and whatnot, and in need of help on so many levels and shit. She needs a big motherfucking hug, a stuffed animal and shit, and like a cookie or something that she needs to get the fuck on and kick rocks. Alright? Alright? I'm tired of the oppressor behavior. That's when I post videos pointing this shit out, in plain sight and whatnot. You cannot deny what's right in front of your eyes, or you deserve what you get. Alright? Sometimes it takes a lot of us a long time to learn this shit, and we learned it too late in our old age. And I don't disparage those people that had to learn this shit before, after they were just used up and shit by the system and just eaten alive by these women with this masculine / succubus energy and shit. Just listen to the messenger, They have been working overtime, What do oppressors do and shit? They try to silence you, okay? They try to get you to go along with what they're doing and shit, okay? They want to shut you up and shit. And they use flying monkeys and shit. In our case, it would be the male feminists and shit, and the beta males, the cuckolds and shit, the willing and unwilling cuckolds who don't know anything other than the system they grew up in. They can't break that chain. You have to leave those motherfuckers behind. Alright? Let them eat on those guys until they can't do it anymore. Shit. Until when they look at their supporters, they get visibly ill and shit. They get violently ill and regurgitate and shit. Umar Johnson found this out recently and shit. After years of pandering to black women. And there's nothing that suggested he won't continue pandering to black women and shit. while he's trying to fight a one-sided war with his arm tied behind his back, and he's compromised on so many levels, his honor and his reputation and shit, because he already grifted our community out of money and shit that he said he was going to use to build a school, you know, and people just gave him fucking money and shit. So I think it was shitty that he got ambushed and everything, but it's no big fucking deal. What is the big deal is the language that we hear coming from these women and shit. Okay, it's really, dare I say, narcissistic and shit, and it's weak, very weak, very, full masculine and shit. Okay, a lot of these women, man, if you just look right at them, like this one right here, this disheveled, like kind of female Grinch, I've seen this look before. It's a cry for help that I refuse to hear. You should refuse it too and shit. Okay, we need to keep it pushing here. Let these bitches kick rocks. Let them, be with each other and shit. What's a woman these days? They say in fucking retarded America, 3Ks and said, what's a woman and shit these days in this goddamn country and shit? Every other place on the world knows what a woman is and shit, but here, okay? And in our community, none of them know what the fuck they want and shit. They keep saying all the shit they want, but, less people are listening than had been in the past. Less people are listening to shit. We really don't want a giant child to take care of, okay? It's a goddamn shame. Anyway, just, collectively give her a middle finger and let's keep it pushing and shit. Do what you gotta do. Save yourself, black man.
This message has been paid for by the Dusties. Yes, the niggas you love to hate.
If I want to take a page out of some of these really damaged black females playbook and shit, people like, who on Fox Soul lately, and, this female right here and a couple others, that routinely attack us every fucking day without fail. Excuse me. They routinely attack us every day without fail, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, going at it their own fucking men and shit. If I wanted to take a page out of this book, I'll just add to, my fucking commentary, and I'll just say that, I think this woman is a stud lesbian, and she wants to get rid of as many men as possible so that she'll have more women to scissor with, okay? I think she's a sexual pervert and a deviant, and she should be investigated by the authorities and shit to the fullest extent of the law, because we don't know how many people she's assaulted, allegedly. We don't know how many people that, she may have groomed over the years, how many young girls and women, and old people she might have taken advantage of, old black women and shit with a stick up their ass because they don't have a husband, that they ran out, they took the white man's government cheese and shit instead of a family and generational wealth and shit, if I was like low like that, I could say some crap like that, I could just call her an offender and shit. Obviously, she's not really a woman and shit. She's more of a trans woman. Look at her nappy ass hair and her unwashed face and her nasty clothes, and she gets in front of a camera, and she makes these old disgusting videos, aimed at getting more, victims to follow her bullshit, Just think if I was that low and, I did shit like that, but I ain't no female and shit, I have a code. I have a fucking code. I always give receipts and shit. So I would never do what Cynthia G has done unfailingly for the last couple of years and been rewarded for it by the mainstream minority. Go figure.